Meanwhile, Shatters the Best again, we just had some really rough early games, what I will say, some really rough moments. The Novas we saw in game 1, and likewise here in game 2, just having a really hard time maintaining an early game economy as he was torn apart early on. Where do we go? Here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the orange Zerg player, himself. Representing Stanley Balls, it is GgMaChine. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the green Protoss player, the green Protoss himself, representing Team Little Fairy, it is UedSoldier. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we settle into our fresh best of 3. Welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak again is still a modern map in the map pool, but it's from like 2 years ago. It's or even just under 2 years even. But it's been a while. It's been a while here since we've experienced Tokamak. I say 2 years, like 18 months maybe. So again, relatively recent times. It is a very large map in the map pool, known for longer macro games, as it is quite easy to defend on 4 bases. The reasoning for this is because this area in between the bases is fully sealed off with these rocks. So you have 2 locations to defend. You have this base or this location here on the right, and this location here on the left hand side. You have 2 locations to defend to protect 4 expansions. So very, very easy to defend your 4 bases. Oh, as that was a misplaced Nexus. Oh, good. UedSoldier, we gotta calm down. Calm down. Cancel the Nexus. Had to rebuild. The other advantage, of course, here, or the other reason why we would see longer games, is because we have a lot of ramps coming into these positions, which means you have a even stronger defensive advantage if you can fight on top of the ramp as the defending player. So just a lot of defensive advantages. And we'll see if we can embrace that longer game. We'll see if we can get there. As GgMaChine, he's been a lot more mid to late game oriented as of late, so I don't know if he'll really be going for a 3-way soloing like we expect in this matchup, especially on the larger and defensive map. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, and for now, UedSoldier should be going for a Stargate opener as well. There's that Stargate. So again, Stargate into Oracle. Letting ZvP in. It's a +1 flyer attack. Wait, what? Okay. Interesting here as we're going into +1, which means we may even go for a fast fleet beacon into, say, a Tempest Rush. We can go into a Carrier Rush. We can go into a Mass Void Ray. But Warp Gate is not being researched. Aerial Scout is going to be denied.
Evolution complete.
And again, because of how defensive this map is, like trying to turtle up and rush into like Tempest and rush into Skytoss is more viable on this map. 100%. 100%. There it is. There's that fleet beacon. Let's go. For now, we're leaning towards Tempest. The goal of a Tempest Rush is to move out across the map and to snipe some queens, then recall back home when things get a little bit too crazy. Have that recall. As GgMaChine is going for a standard follow-up here, going into Eva Chamber to +1 melee into Ling Hydra. So standard opener here by GgMaChine. Yep. Moving towards Ling Hydra. I'm a little bit surprised that we don't start with a Void Ray, just because that would be a really nice way to get some vision across the map, get some map control, even just an Oracle opener. Because there's no Oracle or Void Ray, it's looking more and more suspicious. Like, you're giving GgMaChine more reason to scout. as he does go for the Baneliness. Meanwhile, not a Tempest Rush, it's going to be a Carrier Rush instead. Okay. Carriers, technically their rate of fire, their DPS output is a little bit higher. It's just they're less efficient. The reasoning for this is because, one, they cost all those interceptors, and also, and then once interceptors go down, you have to rebuild them and you have to spend resources on them. But on top of that, they have less range, right? They have less range, they're less microable than Tempest. So they don't really scale too well into the late game. But early on, they can pop off. Early on. The lair starts at almost 520. Oof. So a later lair here from GgMaChine, earlier chamber. Lings, they will delay the expansion. And UedSoldier, is he revealing himself early? He does. Yeah, he does reveal himself here. Now, I mean, thankfully, because of the late lair, GgMaChine can't really do much about it. The lair is not even halfway done. But now he knows. Now he's aware. And now we can attempt to delay, distract. Back at home, GgMaChine is droning, getting more queens. Do we have spores in our bases? The answer is yes. Okay, we have one spore in each. Sorry, one spore at the third and the natural. Lings, they deny the third waits for a second time. Now going for the Cybercore. Uh-oh. Yeah, Cybercore's under fire. +2 is going to be denied. And denies +2. Carries are moving in. They get a queen. They got one queen so far. No transfuse. No energy. Uh-oh. Getting one, getting two, getting three queens. Not bad. 3 queens will go down. Now getting a fourth, a fifth. He should get every queen. Every queen will fall. But the spores are putting in a lot of work. There's so many interceptors left. So down to 1 queen. That was 5 queens falling. But GgMaChine holds. And meanwhile, across the map, Lings are getting out of hand. They're getting out of hand. Crazy damage. They bring down the gateway, the Cybercore, forcing out a secondary wall. Now we can see UedSoldier up to 4 carriers. Oh. Spyro's on the way. It's only halfway done. We have to rely on purely Queen Spore defense. No, the Spire. Spire's being focused down. It should survive here, but the Spire is getting quite low. Yeah, the carriers are forced away. Carriers are zoned. GgMaChine once again moves in. He wants those Cybercores. He wants them. He should get them as well. Yeah, the wall is broken. Lings are flooding in. We have 4 carriers pushing forward. Spire is now done, but GgMaChine is supply block. No shot. Can these carriers win the game? GgMaChine being supply block, he cannot make corruptors, and he won't. Wow, the Spire is going to go down at 0 corruptors for GgMaChine. But he's losing all these probes. Oh my god, Lings, they bust into the main, and this Ling aggression is winning GgMaChine the game. Or is it? I mean, he does kill everything. Literally every probe is dead. But that's 6, soon to be 7 carriers. Can 7 carriers be dealt with only Queen? I don't think so. Sorry, I say 7, down to 6. 1 carrier is denied, so down to 6 carriers. One of them is low. Ooh, down to 5 carriers. Okay. 5 carriers left. We can deal with this. The spores. And again, GgMaChine, he will lose every single queen. He will lose all the queens, but the Spire is almost complete. Carriers to make the way over towards the third. These spores are out of position. You can see they're all ready on the left-hand side, but they're not really within range here on the right. Ooh, what's this? Another carrier down to 4. And miscontrol by UedSoldier. He's down to only 4 carriers. And GgMaChine, he does it. Wow, he rebuilt the Spire. We have 7 corruptors on the way. He's done it. Another Ling run by. Kills the natural. We got messy, Pappy. We got messy. There's a world if UedSoldier had some more attentive control, and if he had preserved those 2 extra carriers, then there's a world where if he had extra carriers, could he potentially get on top of this third base and maybe kill the Spire for a second time? He would have needed the knowledge to be aware of where the Spire was being built, I feel. But potentially. Again, this with 2 extra carriers would be crazy. I had to lose. He lost. Yeah, he lost 2. It's 2 carriers. So far, just clean up all the spores. Corruptors waiting for their moments. 13 Corruptors, they dive in, and they will clean this up. They go 1, 2, 3, GG, and GgMaChine. He will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played again. The Ling counterattack, the Ling flood, that was insane, doing so much damage, killing every single probe and the next eye as well. So critical damage dealt with the Lings. And again, GgMaChine, things looking dire. He was supply block. That supply block was insane, as he couldn't actually make any Corruptors. He lost all of his Queens, he lost his Spire as well. So things were looking a little bit shaky there, but in the end, he was able to buy enough time for the second Spire to complete, and then that was over. That was game then and there. GG, well played. With that, GgMaChine does take a lead in the series as we load into game number 2. Let's go. Getting into game 2. And spawning in the top right hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the orange Zerg player. The orange Zerg player himself representing Stouty Bulls, leading the series 1-0. It is GgMaChine. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the green Protoss player, the green Protoss himself, representing Team Little Fairy. It is UedSoldier. Oh boy. There it goes. We're getting into game number 2 here. Another larger map, but this time it's not anywhere near as defendable as Tokamak, for example. So we'll see how aggressive we plan on being here. I do not expect to see a carrier rush again. We just saw it previously, but again, I feel like something like a carrier rush works better on Tokamak because of how turtley it is. Here on White Rabbit, it is a large map, but the bases are spread out and the bases are more open and exposed. Something like a carrier rush will not be anywhere near as successful on White Rabbit. So we should be seeing a different build out of our Protoss. Different build. Go. As the players are opening up, Patch Gas Pool, standard opener out of GgMaChine, likewise standard opener out of UedSoldier. We don't really expect any kind of deviation in the early game. It's really more so the mid game where we kind of see our tech of choice and any kind of big moves. Any big moves. As Yola pokes in, again, should just be a Stargate opener out of UedSoldier. He might mix things up and go into a Twilight Council, which is very rare nowadays, but you know what else is rare? Carrier all in, so carrier rushes. So clearly UedSoldier is willing to be more diverse, and there it is, Twilight Council opener, hyper aggression out of UedSoldier. Going for the Twilight Council. From here, we'll keep an eye on the gases. If he pulls out a gas, 1 and 1, then this will be Glaive Adepts. Otherwise, if he stays in gas, there's a higher chance this is Dark Templar instead. So we do see a DT Rush or Glaive Adepts. It's going to be one or the other, typically. There are some rarer builds where you can go into, like, I don't know, like a 2-base 4-gate blink all in, or go into mass charge lots, for example, but those builds are very, very rare and very niche and not very optimized. Robo gets thrown down. Overlord will scout and does confirm the Robo and the Twilight Council. Glaives does begin, but I'm curious if this is just for show. Yeah, he cancels. As I mentioned, 3 and 3 in gas. He did not pull out, so it's just for show. What's really weird, I don't know if you noticed, he started Glaives under the Overlord. He also cancelled Glaives under the Overlord as well. that was the weird part. In doing so, because of that, GgMaChine, he saw the cancel. Like, he saw the cancellation. There's a very high chance that he himself deduces that it is going to be a Dark Shrine. Back at home, we do have a Roach Warren being thrown down. So far, so good. We'll see if we get spores in time. Right now, it's too early. It's too early to get spores. It would be less. It wouldn't be very efficient. So we just have to wait a little bit longer here, and we should be seeing at least one spore at the natural. Let's see in the chat. Why don't I see this match here? So on Wikipedia, I don't know if you noticed, but the lower bracket is incomplete. I say it's incomplete. On Wikipedia, the lower bracket is cut off. And I think the upper bracket as well. Like, the bracket is cut off at a certain point. The bracket is actually, it's like a mirror, like on a car. It's like larger than it seems. Like it. So if you're curious about Archon Drop, no, Glaive Depths. Sorry, DTs first. So basically, you go first with Dark Templar, and if there's detection, then you can back off and turn them into Archons. So it's like a layered aggression. It's not an all-in. Layered aggression. So the spore is not yet done. Roaches, they do try to hug the spore. And nice hold position micro. Very nice. Spore does finish, and we get 1, we get 2, we get all 3 DTs. Oh my god, every Dark Templar goes down. GG, and GgMaChine will claim the series 2-0. GG. Whew. Again, a very bold move there by UedSoldier. He went for the dive. He tried to dive in. He tried to focus on the spore. But again, we had some very nice body blocking from the roaches. They were able to protect the spore by surrounding the spore as well. You saw that only 1 DT was attacking the spore. The other 2 couldn't get close. They could not get close because of all the chunky boys, papi, all the roaches. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Not an all-in until it is. I mean, if you noticed, there was a 3rd Nexus on the way. Like, we were expanding behind it. It wasn't an all-in in the sense that those DTs, they were not supposed to die. So for that to happen, that was critical losses. Critical losses, a brutal start there for UedSoldier with that. GG. GG, well played. And with that, GgMaChine, he does claim the series, and will advance on. But something that I was mentioning to Pashka in the chat is that the bracket is actually larger than what is shown on Wikipedia. So if you go to Wikipedia and if you click on the challenge link, then you will get the full bracket. On Wikipedia, they cut it off at a certain point.